Welcome to the first video of IELTS Writing Preparation Series by Elia Edu. My name is Aretha, and I'll guide you through everything you need to know about IELTS writing test. This free course is divided into 5 parts, as you can see on the slide. Don't worry, I'll split the parts into 3 videos, followed by some quizzes you can take after each of them. There will also be mini quizzes embedded in the videos, which you can answer briefly. These are to test your general understanding after following my lesson. So without further ado, let's dive in. I'll begin by explaining the task of IELTS writing section. Just before that, I want to emphasize that this course focuses on the academic module rather than the general training. So if you want to take IELTS for the purpose of immigration rather than to study, then this course is definitely not for you. The first task requires description of one or more graphic, which should take around 20 minutes to write with at least 150 words. The graphic gives you visual cues on what to write, and there are several types that may require slightly different approaches. To give you an example, here is a flowchart that describes a process. For this, you need to take note that the process task has a starting point and ending point, and you make sure all the steps are mentioned in the process. More on this later in our next course of IELTS Writing Task 1. And here is another task type. Here you can find 2 maps showing the same area with 2 different time frames. This type wants you to compare and contrast those maps, stating what has or will change, as well as what remains the same. Again, more on this in the second course of our IELTS Writing course. Moving on to the next example is this type that shows pie charts, which normally have figures displayed in percentages, and it is common to see tasks where there are 2 or more of them. Of course, how we write the description of pie charts will be strikingly different to how we approach 2 previous tasks of maps and flowchart. Sometimes we are also presented with not just one, but several types of graphics in one go, where you need to combine the information shown. As you can see, this one contains a bar graph and a table, which may be a bit more challenging compared to the types mentioned before. Now, that was a snippet of what Task 1 is about. Task 2, on the other hand, is considered by many test takers to be even more demanding than Task 1, although the time allocated is double than that of Task 1. The minimum word count is 250 words, and unlike Task 1, there is no visual cue that can be used to guide what the content is about. Task 2 assesses your ability to provide well-structured arguments, opinions, and ideas in written form. Your essay should include a clear position on the topic. In other words, you must make it clear to the reader, in this case your IELTS examiner, which side you support or what to expect in the upcoming paragraphs. It is also important to expand your position throughout the essay to achieve a higher band score in your IELTS test. Here is a question you may need to answer. As you can see, the topic for this one is about environment. Although you can't necessarily predict what topic you may get on the test day, rest assured that whatever topic you get will not require any specific scientific background to answer. The topic should be general enough for everyone to answer, ranging from city, society. You can get topics related to hobbies, art, and so on. I personally think that having a university level background may help a little bit, but if you're still in high school, it doesn't matter. It will not significantly hurt your chances of getting equally high score, but only if you're well prepared. So this is your chance. I am here to help you strategically get your desired score. So this is the second example and is now asking you about music. You may notice that apart from different topic, the question is also not the same. Previously, the task asked you to discuss both views, whereas this one only asks you whether you agree or disagree with a statement. Certainly, both require different approaches, which will also be covered in our third IELTS writing course, which delve deeper into task 2. And finally, here is another example you may get for IELTS writing task 2. As stated earlier, the topic is again different along with the questions. Instead of answering only one question, as in previous example, this one gives 2 questions. And naturally, there should be 2 aspects to cover as well. In this case, The first question looks at the cause of the strength, and the second asks about its disadvantages. You need to clearly show these two parts in your essay. So, to sum up, the two tests demand careful analysis what the answer should look like, and knowing the spectrum of how your performance is assessed is the next thing you need to know. Furthermore, it is also beneficial to discover how your responses are answered, as two test takers whose score is identical may actually have completely different strengths and weaknesses. Let me conclude that our course's goal is truly identify your strengths and weaknesses and to use the analysis to help leverage your score specifically by targeting your own pain points. Our course is not simply another online course that takes you as nameless, faceless students, because we're going to see you in live sessions and tailor the classes with your specific needs, strengths, and pain points in mind. So don't forget to book our live classes as well to reap the full benefits of our course. See you in our next video.